But we have Duncan Khaemba still on the line. And Khaemba, we are seeing murmurs and you know, some informal communication around saying that the viewing of you know, the viewing of Raila Odinga's body is no longer going to be at the at the Parliament ground, at Parliament I should say, but is allegedly being moved to Kasarani. Do you have any communication or confirmation on the same?
Well, no communication on the same. Those are murmurs that are gaining momentum here, or what you can say, the rumors so far. But what I can confirm to you is that from where I'm standing with my colleague Paul Nabiswa, we can see the clerk of the National Assembly has moved in. The crowds have demanded that Embakasi East Member of Parliament, Babu Owino, comes and addresses them. Babu Owino has come and called for a public address system. He had to perch on the gate and try to convince some of them who were able to come down to actually disembark from the gate. I can also see Rarieda Member of Parliament, Otiende Amolo. He has also climbed the gate. They are trying to fix a public address system and try to address the crowds, but it is a pandemonium here that is reigning. Everything has come to a standstill. I think even members have left the chamber. The National Assembly members, I think some have left the chamber. I can confirm, I can see the clerk is over there. I can see the GSU. They've taken their position slightly behind the gate. The Parliament orderlies, the NYS, everybody, it is all hands on the deck. But the crowds, the mourners, they are not budging an inch. So we are yet to know what will happen. The question, with regard to the question you have asked, that would be a very tricky affair because the proclamation made was that this, and rightly so because of the stature of Raila Odinga having been the former Prime Minister, he is supposed to lie in state. That means his body has to come and be placed at the Parliament foyer for viewing, and then the tributes be made from the floor of the House and what's taught. So if they will have to move, then it means there will be something to do with that because now another communication will come in. But as I say, extraordinary moments will always call for extraordinary measures. Maybe that could be what might be actually the reasonable step to take. However, ask yourself the logistics. Because the military is here, had already laid the plan, the ground, they've done everything. Moving to Kasarani, in as much as there's that notion of military precision and looking at the time factor, we are not so sure whether that would be the solution, but maybe that circumstances might just dictate that one takes place. However, as it stands, no communication so far if the body will be moved, the viewing will be taken to Kasarani. But I can confirm that I can see Narok Senator Ledamo Lekina, he is pulling his hair left, right, and center, so to speak. That is just an indication that things are fixed. You know, his hair is always standing, and now you can imagine he's continuously pulling it because it's chaos. I can see the leadership of Parliament. They are now walking back. I can see Deputy Speaker Gladys Boschole walking into the Parliament buildings. I can see a host of orderlies also in tow. So we are not so sure whether they are going to retreat. From where I can see, from where I stand, I'm also able to see a Lagos Songa Member of Parliament and Budget Committee Chair Sam Matani. All these are actually trying to plead with the supporters or the mourners to step down. I can also see the National Assembly Majority Whip Silvana Sosoro on phone. There are a flurry of calls that are being made in the left, right, and center, but it is chaos here. It is chaos. It doesn't look good. As we speak, I can see two youngsters have now passed to the apex of the main Parliament gate. And they are continuing now. The numbers are again swelling. Remember, as I said, Babu Owino, the requested Babu Owino, he came, he talked to them. Some had disembarked. They are still going. I can see the Member of Parliament, Otiende Amolo, is still patched there. He's trying to plead with these guys, but nobody seems to be listening. It is just chaos. They are now shaking the main Parliament gate. So it is a matter of wait and see. Maybe it's just a matter of minutes before they get calmed down, because we are now witnessing almost a similar incident of the June 2024 chaos that rocked Parliament. Again, I can see some members now, they are shaking hands with those supporters. But the problem is they're only engaging like one out of 500 or so that are behind them. So we are not so sure whether that kind of gesture of communication is yielding anything, because Parliament Road is officially flooded and nobody can move. You can't get in, you can't get out. Even for Raila Odinga's body to arrive here, it will require another probably means to have the body land in Parliament, because we are not so sure that they are going to open up the road and allow the same. So, Dan Mwangi, that is the situation as we speak. I can see Narok Senator Ledamo Lekina has come back. He's talking to them, seems to be pointing to some direction. I don't want to say that perhaps he's communicating that there's a change in venue, but we can just see him trying to move around here. We'll ask Paul Nabisha to try and nose around, find out whether now that option is in the card of moving the body to another venue. But I can see the public address system that had been brought here is now being taken back to the National Assembly.